The passport is already there. The workers are working there. They have this passport. Our leaders have African Union passports. Why they do not give to all Africans across the continent? So help me out. Do this. In the description, I have the petition. I wrote this petition a couple years back. I need you guys to sign that petition. If I get millions signature, I'm telling you, man, I'm going to leave where I am right now. I'm going to go to the headquarters of African Union to submit that. And if they don't listen, I will stand there demonstrating to demand one Africa passport to happen right now. But only you and me can make this possible. This is the journey to one Africa. All right, guys, it is story time. Today, I'm going to share with you guys what happened to me 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, right now, almost 4 years ago, when I decided to move back to the continent, that was the time I began my movement, and I was highly speaking and talking about Ethiopia. There's a lot of tension happening there. And so I started to talk about it, and I received a huge support because of what I was doing. So everybody who was following me, which basically Africans and African descendants away from the continent, they just loved the mission, right? Because for some reason, they just wanted someone to step up and to speak about what is happening in the continent. And younger people at that time, we did not have a lot of speakers speaking about it. Remember, I started this movement 6 years ago, right? So, you know, a lot of people, they really love what I was doing because it's something that we're praying for, and they just loved it, right? When I moved back to the continent, Swahili Nation followers, people from all over the world, at that time we had like 200,000 subscribers, came together and they started to raise funds. I did not even know, but later on they came to tell me that, hey, we really want to raise funds for you, so would you be interested? And I was like, you know what, I don't really like this kind of things. And they're like, don't worry, you're not going to say anything, you're not going to risk, we're going to do it for you because we want to send you to the country you love, Ethiopia. Shout out to my sister Netzi, by the way. She's the one who started that movement. So all of a sudden, these African descendants diaspora raised $5,000 and they sent to my account ready for me to go to Ethiopia. So guess what? 3 years ago, or 3 years and a half, I took a flight. I went to Ethiopia for the very first time. When I got there, it was the time of African Union Summit. So I really wanted to attend there because for a while I've been criticizing African Union that they're not doing really anything and they should do something. But this time I wanted to go to see how they run things, how they run their meetings. And I also wanted to cover what is happening because Swahili Nation Network is African media I would like to cover for the local people, for our people to see. I wrote a letter and I state my name and everything. Unfortunately, I was rejected. How did I know I was rejected? Because I was never replied. No reply came to me and nobody told me nothing. I eventually just found out the summit started and I was not there. I was really heartbroken, to be honest, because I really wanted to be there. And I thought this was organization of the people. And I wanted to see, as a normal citizen, to see what is happening. But then I was told, I asked my friend, that they told me who was actually working there. They told me that, you know what, you know, they don't really allow people like YouTubers to come in. They only allow these really official medias like CNN, BBC, and some other African medias, top medias, you know, to come in here. But, you know, I'm really sorry. And I was like, I thought this was a good organization for the people, not for, that's why I came. Anyways, no hard feelings. I left Ethiopia at that time. You know, it was not successful. I did not make to the African Union. And the reason I just wanted to see how they run things and to learn from that. So that later on I can give my suggestion. I think what should be done right to make sure that the changes happen in the continent. Anyways, next year I received exclusive invitation by Ethiopia. They invited me to go to the AU session, to one of the AU sessions. And this session was a little bit different. It was not full of presidents from all African continents, but it was youth, 2 youth from each African countries, all right, coming from different countries, sent by their own government. Literally, the president of each African countries choose 2 African youth to go to represent the countries to talk about matters as a youth. And I was invited there not by my president, not by my country, but by Ethiopia to go and to attend there. So all of these youth who went there, their names were already written. So everybody was supposed to speak in that summit, and everybody, their names were already submitted. But my name was not there because I was not selected by my president. And if you speak there, it means you're speaking on behalf of your president. You're speaking on behalf of your country. If you do anything wrong, I mean, your country will be responsible, right? But I was in there, of course, as an African, but also as a Tanzanian. So there were not 2 Tanzanians, there were 3 Tanzanians, right? Standing there, I spoke to I spoke to one of the Sudanese guy who was next to me there. I was like, hey man, please, do you mind to give me just 1 minute when you're sharing? Just 1 minute, I would like to share. I have something very important I want to speak about. That person literally told me to get out of there. Literally look at me and say, no, I cannot give you to my time is not even enough. And I was like, okay. So I tried to speak to my neighbor, to Tanzanian guy, that, hey, brother, I know you got 3 minutes to share. Would you mind to divide? Just give me only 1 minute. I would like to share something. I really want to speak something. I can't come in here and get out without saying anything. I really need. My brother, you understand, we're both Tanzanian. Please help me. The guy said, man, you know, even 3 minutes is not really enough for me. I have a lot of things I want to share, talk about, and, you know, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, man, I thought you were, please, I thought you were Tanzanian. At least understand me. Shout out to my brother, by the way, because when Tanzanians were sharing, this guy, he sat there and he shared his points. And he's actually next to me to the video that I'll show you guys very soon. He spoke, and I don't know what spoke to him. I don't know what he felt. This guy, he looked at me and he said, and then he said, no, he did not even look at me. He said in the mic, my name was not written there. He said, hey, I have my colleague here who would like to add something. Oh my God, thank you, man. I appreciate. He handed over, I mean, the mic was already there. So he looked at me and was like, shout out to my brother Brighton, by the way. I love this guy, you know. So I sat there. And I spoke about something that I've been fighting for a long time. So when I was looking at the African Union, I realized that, you know, when President Kagame was the chairman of African Union, they actually came with an agenda of African Union passport. They launched that passport and they promised that 2 years later it's going to be distributed all across the continent to all Africans. But all of a sudden, it was just disappeared. There were no more. So I sat there and I started to speak about this. Like, guys, we really need one Africa passport. We need the passport that will remind us of who we are, that we're one people. We need something that can be as an evidence that, hey, guys, we're one people. Because you're from where? I'm from Morocco. But here is my one Africa passport. Oh, I'm from Tanzania. I'm from Ethiopia. Man, imagine how would that feel? Like, all of us as Africans, we have a single passport that have the similar color and have the single African Union passport, one Africa. How beautiful is that? So I spoke, and this is what I said.
Today we have these different parts, like northern part, eastern part of Africa, southern and east. But we can also have African Union passport. Once we do that, I'm pretty sure that it will give us a sense of that unity.
You know, after that, to be honest, nobody clapped in that room. I don't know why, because I was the only one raised that point, and I was really surprised that all these youth, they don't really know that this is what we need right now, and we're talking about something else. This is what we need, all right? Anyways, we spoke, and the chairman that was there responding to all the questions, he actually didn't say anything. He did not respond to that question. And I was really surprised. This is supposed to be African Union. Why you cannot even raise anything about it? And I said it. I was really surprised. Anyways, but thank God that video went viral. It was aired in Ethiopia, all over the social medias. People really shared about it. Even right now, as I'm saying, One Africa Passport is still going viral across the continent of Africa. But it's something that I spoke 3 years ago in African Union headquarters. But why am I telling you this story, guys? I'm telling this story to say that don't stress out. The right time will come. And my spirit tells me that the time for one passport is right now. So I want you guys to do something, because I want to fight for this so bad, and I want to see it happen. I want our generation right now, right here, to have this passport, because after I raised out this point, some of the people who are working in African Union, they reached out to me. They sent me even the pictures of African Union passport. The passport is already there. The workers are working there. They have this passport. Our leaders have African Union passport. Why they do not give to all Africans across the continent? So help me out. Do this. In the description, I have the petition. Where I wrote this petition a couple years back. I need you guys to sign that petition. If I get millions signature, I'm telling you, man, I'm going to leave where I am right now. I'm going to go to the headquarters of African Union to submit that. And if they don't listen, I will stand there demonstrating to demand one Africa passport to happen right now. But only you and me can make this possible. If you want me to move where I am, to go there, to defend and to fight and to want to see this one Africa passport, please sign the petition, because this is the time for the one Africa passport. We cannot wait no longer, because passport is already here. We cannot wait for the vision of 2063. We cannot wait, 39 years from now to see the realization of African Union passport. Realization of one Africa. No, we cannot wait for that long, because this generation will be gone. There will be new generation. And I don't know what they will be doing. But man, as long as I'm alive, as long as I have breath in my lung, there's still hope for the Africa we want. And you guys can hold hands with me. Sign the petition and let's make this possible. We need one currency, we need one army, we need one central bank, we need one passport, we need one SIM code, we need one country code. That is what we need in the continent. We need to be united again. We need to be bring back together again. That the spirit of Pan-Africanism to fight for this continent. We're tired of all the debt. I was doing calculation right now, guys. The top 10 countries with the highest debt from IMF together, they owe IMF more than 24 billion US dollars. Those are just 10 countries. But imagine, guys, we have 54 countries. How much money we're owing these guys? How much money we need to pay back these monies to them? And are we going to see development in the continent? No, we're not. The only way forward is for us coming together by one Africa passport, but one Africa army, one Africa money, one Africa everything, and we raise our voice together as one people and demand things to happen, because unity is strength and division is weakness. And if you don't realize that today, I am concerned that we're not going to see the Africa we want. And these politicians, they're going to still playing the ball like that and do whatever they want with our lives. Well, our people are dying every single day in our continent. And we know the solution is to bring our country together. We know the solution is to depend on each other and not depend on Western and Eastern, because we are still destroying this continent with our own hands. You guys help me out. I am dedicated, and this is my life mission, that I have to see one Africa realization, one Africa happening right now as long as I'm still alive. I have to see one passport right now as long as I'm still alive, because I know I'm not alone. I am together with all of you guys. More than 4,000 people already signed for that petition, and I need you guys to sign to reach millions of signatures. And then we're going to go to demand that passport. We'll show them 1 million people already want this. Want this passport right now. So share that petition, sign that petition, and we're gonna go to demand it to happen. This is for all Africans in the continent and African descendants away from the continent. This is for you guys. When you come, you're not gonna struggle with visas. You're not gonna struggle with where to sit. You're not gonna struggle with where to live, because this is your continent. You can live anywhere you want. This is your ancestral land, and you deserve to be anywhere you want, because this is your home as well. Guys, we need one Africa right now. We need one passport as soon as possible. Even if they reject us, even if they stop us, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep marching forward. Another day I'm going to come to share with you a story, because that was not the only time I was rejected at AU. But only 1 year ago, right now as I'm saying, 1 year ago, 2024, one position came out for youth. And somebody sent it to me, say, Mika, you need to apply this. I did it, and I was rejected as well. I was endorsed by PLO Lumumba, professor. He wrote a letter of recommendation that this guy deserved to be there. And I was rejected as well. No hard feelings, as I said. I love the fact that I need to fight for my continent while I'm from the outside of the system, because this is where I get to do whatever the heck I want to do. But for a second, I wanted to be in there and to bring the change, to realize the change. Want to see the change, guys? Let me tell you this, man. I am not concerned about the position. I don't even want position. I just want to fight for my people. And if you have been given opportunity to be in African Union to work for the continent and you're doing nothing, I'm telling you, the blood of African people is in your hand. Those people who are in that building, African Union, and you do nothing to make things happen, you do nothing to make all these dreams come to realization, I'm telling you. A lot of time we're just blaming African Union, African Union, African Union, but African Union is people who are living in that building, who are in that building and fighting for the union of this continent. They're doing nothing. So you people, I'm talking to you who are sitting in that building and you do nothing to realize these visions. You're giving us vision of 2063, 39 years from now. We don't have that time. You guys, the blood of African people who are in this continent are in your hand. Today, Trump has to intermediate between Congo and Rwanda, and we know he's going to get minerals from Congo, while African Union is silent and doing nothing. You guys, the blood is going to be in your hand if you don't do nothing about this continent, if you don't do nothing about the one passport, if you don't do nothing about the currents of the Africa, if you don't do nothing about that, the blood is in your hand. And that's why I wanted to be there, because I don't want to keep blaming people. I want to be there to see how things are happening. I want to be there to make things happen. I'm not going to be there and be quiet. No. But it's okay. It's okay, because you don't really want change, right? It is okay. But this is the time, guys, to put pressure on African Union. Sign the petition and realize this. We need one Africa passport, and I'm telling you, we can get one Africa passport. I'm telling you, we can get one Africa passport. We can get it. I mean, this is just AI helped me to design these two different passports. It's not like it's African Union passport, but it's just a sample to show people that, hey guys, we need that passport as soon as possible. So these are not my real details. You will find out in, whatever, my name. And anyways, guys, we need that. So please help us out, guys. I don't get nothing for fighting for this. I only need your signature in the description to sign for us to get Africa we want right now, right here, for the sake of the next generation, our children. I don't want our children to live in Africa, the same Africa we're living right now. No, I want them to be in a better Africa, making Africa a little bit better than today. That is my mission.